After all the ideas, the thoughts, and the pondering, I find that I am merely one fool wandering. Well, I was sitting here high, getting ideas. So, what's up, everybody? Yes, that was cannabis. No, I don't care what you think. Great medicine. Anyway, some of you may not know that I've kind of kept up with Earth changes, things going on in space, solar, all these things for many, many years from many sources, not just the left or the right or just the whole thing. And it would not surprise me if we saw a major event in the new Madrid seismic zone. Now, to say that, excuse me, a lot of people may either go to a state of fear. That's not going to do any good. Nobody knows anyway. So why would you listen to some guy on YouTube? Just settle down. That's some good stuff. Anyway, the other portion of the people would just ignore it and then die. So maybe we could just get more people that are somewhere in the middle. For those that travel, these different events really aren't as big of a deal as somebody that lives in a home because you're on the go anyway. But you don't know the areas and the things that are possible in many cases, and so maybe you're caught unaware. Let's hope not. Now, things that have been going on with the sun, these are my reasons. Hopefully don't just disregard this video, but you don't freak out either. Because I'm not Jesus. I know a lot of things. I didn't make all this. I don't know. But I would not be surprised because the sun and the forces on the earth are very similar to times that we have had extremely large earthquakes before. There are other forces on the earth right now that nobody can track or calculate. I saw a scientific report, it was probably about 5 years ago, I think, saying that the Earth was moving into a new section of space that they don't know what the effect.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Animals,
don't forget to like and
subscribe
if you're feeling the vibe.
Would
Much
be.
love.
So there's something else going on that we can't fathom. You see here in the Northeast, like growing up as a kid, I'm in my hometown where I grew up, never heard once an earthquake. Now, a lot of that is, before you start with me, I understand that we track these things better and we have better technology, and maybe when I was a kid, those things didn't happen. But I know that as an adult, I felt them here. I never felt them as a kid. The last several years has been what seems to be an uptick. Most people think that this isn't a seismically active zone. If you're on the Earth, you're in an active, maybe not active, but you're in a seismic zone. The Earth does these things all over the place at random times. Or although they're not random when you look at tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. There seems to be that similar cycle that we see on the clock that tells us what we must do now in a larger circle that we can't fathom. We don't even know how we're going to plan the next 24 hours, for God's sake. So there's all these forces. And this region was volcanic at one time. That's what's formed some of the mountains in the area, from what I understand. From the Gulf to the Canadian border and to the east, there has been flooding for over a year, right? Started with the Hurricane Helene. People still don't have access to their property in some places from that. Today, even in Lampasas, Texas has been hit hard. It's going to get hit harder. And my son, when he first got his place in Lampasas, I'd mentioned some of these weather events, and especially the tornadoes, and he's like, yeah, we're pretty safe here. And I made it clear to him that you don't live with that attitude. That's not how I raised you. I'm telling you. Well, today he took video of the flooding. His wife-to-be, mother of my first grandson, she will be the mother of my 5th grandchild, told me that the Lampasas River is up 31 feet. Isaac has 2 ways into his property. One, the bridge he didn't feel safe going over. I taught him well. He went the other way, and the flooding really hadn't begun there yet. But that was several hours ago. I don't know where it's at now. So anyway, flooding from the Gulf to the north and to the east. Do you know where the New Madrid zone is? Let's make sure of that. If you don't, look it up. The ground is heavy, is my point. Water weight is immense at this scale. So you have a seismic zone that's overdue, extra weight going up it and to one side. You know how balance and those type of things. You have forces that affect earthquakes. You have other forces you don't know what the hell they're going to do. If you live in this zone, have an awareness. There isn't going to be... All we can really go on is the last time was 1800s. I forget the exact date, but the water flowed backwards up the Mississippi for days. There was hundreds of thousands of people killed. This is the 1800s. It killed. Think about today. Have an awareness. There's not going to be a lot of warning with that zone from what we can guess. It's not going to shake and then shake more and then shake more and then break. It's probably just going to break. There won't be any warning. You need to have an awareness of the situation you're in. For hundreds of miles on either side of that zone. Even me here in New Hampshire, I have to be aware of that because it's going to cut off supplies that maybe my parents need or I need or the local community needs. There are going to be other things. Who knows? Your money? Where's your money? In digital form? Don't have any in your pocket? You're wrong. How much gas you got in your car? Quarter of a tank? You're wrong. Where are your keys? They're not in your pocket? You're wrong. Is there an emergency bag in the car or near the door? You're wrong if there isn't. These things. It's the best you can do. And now that you've wasted your time watching some fool on the internet that says the whole thing's gonna blow, get back to what you were doing. Enjoy your life. Hug your loved ones. Make that call you haven't made. I found out this morning that a dear friend from my teenage years passed today. He's a year or two younger than I am. So that's what I'm doing. Hugging the people I care about. Come here, bitches.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe, and especially with this video, share it on social media. It could be the awareness that somebody needs to save their own lives. Much love.